Dawn over Milwaukee. Lake wind in the alleys. Deja Morgan locked the bakery door and stepped in her day. She wore a plain hoodie and work boots. She carried a folder with invoices, an SBA application, and a photo of her son, Jay. Are you here for the first time? Support this work by subscribing. Share, like, and tell us where you are watching from. A police cruiser rolled slow and stopped. An officer stepped out and studied the crate on her hand truck. What is in the box? Day-old bread for the shelter, Deja said. They open at 8. The second officer circled the hand truck and frowned. We got a call about a break-in nearby. I have a key. It is my shop. She held up the ring. They ran her plates. They ran her name. Her first bakery had closed during the pandemic. A landlord dispute sat on her record like a stain. She stood on the sidewalk while drivers stared. The shelter van pulled up and idled. Steam rose from the exhaust in small white puffs. After 20 long minutes, the officer returned her license. You are free to go. Deja pushed the cart to the van. Her jaw ached from holding it tight. The driver, Mrs. Reed, squeezed her hand. You are doing right, she said. They will learn slow. At the bank, a loan officer skimmed her file. He did not lift his eyes. Revenue dropped last year. Credit risk looks high. It dropped when the landlord locked us out, Deja said. We pivoted to pop-ups. We made payroll. We fed people. I have letters here. He slid the folder back. We pass for now. At the city office, the clerk waved her to a window. Food truck permits are full through fall. Try again next year. I have a truck ready, Deja said. We serve corners without a grocery. I have church lots and school lots lined up. List looks strong, the clerk said. No slots left. 3 blocks later, a security guard blocked a mall entry during her pop-up drop. No outside vendors. I pay the church for the lot across the street. She pointed. Mall policy, he said. She sat on the curb behind her truck and watched a school bus turn. A kid waved through the glass. She waved back, then opened her folder. She ripped out a page and wrote a new heading. Safe Stop Market. Fresh food where the bus drops. Hot bread. Fruit. Snap match 2 for 1. Trust the block. Publish prices and hours. Listen. She snapped a photo and sent it to her group chat. Church leads. Block captains. The shelter. Mrs. Reed replied first. Our lot is open Saturday. I will bring tables. Part 2. Resilience. Saturday morning, the lot filled fast. Folding tables. Funnels of steam from coffee. A speaker on a crate played Old Soul. Deja's truck door slid up. The air smelled like cinnamon and yeast. She priced bread low. She handed half loaves to elders and wrote each sale in a ledger with a fat pencil. A school counselor, Mr. Harris, set out a whiteboard. Homework help, noon to 2. A barber rolled in a chair and posted a sign. Back to school trims, free. A choir from down the street sang, while painting a mural on plywood. A little boy traced a loaf outline and wrote, Fresh starts here. Deja kept the line moving. She greeted each person by name. She listened. Our bus bunches at 3. Corner needs light. Snap card reader fails on rainy days. She wrote each note on a card and taped them inside the truck. Near closing, a health inspector appeared with a clipboard. He read her temps. He checked the sink. He checked the glove box. He frowned at the gray water tank. Label needs a larger font, he said. I will fix it by Monday, she said. We return next Saturday. Paperwork for fixed sites moves slow, he said. Keep your logs clean. The next week, she met a credit union manager named Ms. Chu. No marble floors. No glass walls. A 1-story branch with kids' drawings on a corkboard. New to this channel. Subscribe to keep Black stories on your screen. Share with a friend, hit like, and drop your city in the comments. You show your math, Ms. Chu said, holding Deja's ledger. You pay vendors on time. You post hours and hold them. We fund lines for people who do what they say. Terms. Modest rate, tight rules. Miss a report, we pull the line. I will not miss. By month 2, Safe Stop Market had a rhythm. Saturday, church lot. Wednesday, school lot. Thursday, clinic lot near the bus stop. Deja posted the calendar on a foam board and online. A volunteer crew set up canopies at dawn. The barber cut hair. Mr. Harris held homework hours under a tent. Mrs. Reed ran a table with diapers and wipes. donated by a warehouse worker who read Deja's posts during lunch. A storm tested them. Wind snapped the canopy and rain hit sideways. Deja tied the frame to her truck and moved the bread inside. Kids crowded under the tailgate. Jake passed out cups of cocoa and a stack of library flyers. When the rain stopped, the block smelled like wet asphalt and cloves. People clapped for the sky. Deja laughed for the first time in weeks. 2 moms from the PDA joined the crew and built a swap shelf for coats and books. A retired electrician rewired the truck's interior lights on a Sunday and refused pay. "Pay me with a loaf and a story," he said. Rejection kept coming, small and sharp. A downtown market turned her away. A corporate grocer ignored her pitch deck. An online commenter wrote, "Charity is a Band-Aid. Build real stores." She stayed on task. She kept the ledger current. She fixed the label font on the gray water tank. She trained teens to run the card reader and greet elders first in line. One evening, a city council aide named Lena stopped by the school lot. She bought a loaf, watched the homework tent, and read the calendar. "You reduce food deserts 1 bus stop at a time," Lena said. "We follow the routes people already use," Deja said. "We match SNAP 2 for 1 when donors cover the balance. You track outcomes. Bored by the truck. Kids get fruit on market days. Clinic reports fewer sugar spikes on weeks we hold a clinic lot. Attendance at the homework tent ties to fewer missing assignments. Bring this to a committee meeting," Lena said. "Plain words. Short lines. I speak like that anyway," Deja said. Part 3. Victory. City Hall smelled like old paper and coffee. The committee sat in a row under fluorescent light. Deja stood at a small mic with her ledger and 3 photos. "My name is Deja Morgan," she said. "I run Safe Stop Market. We park where the bus drops. We sell fresh food at low prices. We match SNAP. We publish hours and keep them. We measure what matters." Photo 1 showed a line of neighbors in the church lot. Photo 2 showed a whiteboard at the homework tent. Photo 3 showed a small board with numbers. Loaves sold. Fruit cups. SNAP match totals. Missed assignments at the partner school down by 5% for kids who sit at the tent twice a week. "We need a simple permit for bus stop markets," she said. 1 form. Clear rules. A cap that grows when sites hit targets. Add a light at 12th and Pierce. Our kids walk that corner at dusk. The chair leaned in. "How do you ensure food safety?" "Logs. Don't. Gray water. Surprise checks. We pass or we shut down." "How do you prevent price spikes?" "Board with prices. Photos each market day. Anyone can check." "How do you pay workers fairly?" "Publish wages on the board. Post shifts 2 weeks ahead. Hire teens for first jobs with training. Pay on time. A vote moved the permit bill forward. A city electrician filed the work order for the light at 12th and Pierce. The transit office signed a pilot to post market schedules at shelters near her lots. A hospital partner funded the SNAP match for a quarter. The bank that refused her called back. "We saw your news." "I chose a credit union," Deja said. "They believe first." She parked the truck at the shelter 1 block from where the officers had stopped her that cold morning. The same cruiser rolled by. The officer from that day stepped out with his partner and walked toward the truck. He took a breath. "Ms. Morgan, I won't say I handled that stop wrong. I saw a box and a hoodie and filled in story. I apologize." Deja studied his face. Jay watched from the homework tent. "I accept," she said. "Volunteer at the tent next Saturday. Help a 5th grader with fractions." "Yes," he said. "I will show up." The lot clapped. The barber raised his clippers in the air. Mr. Harris wrote, "Fractions with Officer James, noon" on the whiteboard. By fall, Safe Stop Market had 4 lots and a small storage space near the shelter. The ledger showed a 3-month reserve. Teens in crew shirts taught younger kids how to set up canopies and stack crates. Elders cut fruit at a prep table under a tent. Jay ran a chessboard near the homework whiteboard. The mural on the plywood now stretched along a fence. "Fresh starts here." A girl painted a bus above the words, wheels shining in gold paint. Deja printed a single page and taped it to the truck door. First time. The best support is a simple subscribe. Share, like, and comment the state you are watching from so we see our people across the map. How we win. Serve the block you belong to. Keep hours. Keep promises. Right prices big. Right wages big. Match snap when donors step up. Publish the ledger. Let people ask hard questions. Train teens. Hire parents. Pay on time. Measure outcomes that matter for health and school. Fix mistakes in public. Invite the city to help, then hold the city to it. That night, as the sun slid behind flat roofs, Mrs. Reed locked the shelter van and joined Deja by the truck. You took their no and built a yes, Mrs. Reed said. We built it together, Deja said. The city showed up too. People are eating, Mrs. Reed said. Kids are reading. Jay beat me in chess twice this week, Deja said. Jay always was sharp. Across the lot, the new light at 12th and Piers clicked on. The sidewalk brightened. Parents waved and headed home with bags of bread and fruit. Teens stacked folding tables. The barber wiped his chair and covered it with a cloth. Mr. Harris erased the last math problem from the whiteboard. Deja closed the truck door and pressed her palm to the decal. Safe stop market. Fresh food. Safe corners. Strong kids. She looked at Jay and felt the old ache in her jaw fade. Ready, she said. Ready, he said. They walked to the curb and watched a bus pull in. The driver opened the door and gave a thumbs up. Deja raised hers back. A small, steady victory on a city block that remembered every slight and still chose to sing. If you watch to the end, subscribe. Share this with someone who needs proof that neighbors still show up. Like this video and drop your city or your state in the comments so we know where to bring the next market. Is this conversation helpful so far? Thank you for watching. That you can only support us by subscribing to Echoes of Black Struggles for our daily stories.